It's no secret there's a critical shortage of doctors in regional Western Australia. The government has been offering doctors big pay packets to go bush and has looked overseas to fill those gaps. A new program in WA is trying to turn that around by encouraging country medical students to return to their roots. Mark Bennett reports.
I've always wanted to go back and work in the country.
You have so many amazing opportunities to work in the country. You've got a lot more on offer.
Every rural kid there really wants to be a doctor because they've made the effort. They've come up to Perth from all over Western Australia, and we're all very focused.
3 current and former country high school students, all from different backgrounds, but aiming for a common destination, to work as doctors in remote and rural WA.
So you generally would need to have someone there to help with the to help hold the camera, and so someone would hold the camera, and then someone else would be doing the actual work.
5th-year medical student James Preuss grew up in Albany. When he graduates, it's where he hopes to pursue his career. And Kaylin Hooper, in her last year at school in Bunbury, also has her future mapped out back in her hometown. Both are part of a special university medicine program to encourage rural students to become country doctors.
And we can put that camera down if you like.
But while these medicine students will eventually help alleviate the doctor drought, turning the shortage around is proving a slow task. Currently, there are more than 90 vacancies for GPs and hospital doctors across Western Australia, a figure that has remained stubbornly high for the last decade.
It's more difficult than it looks, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of, you have to get used to the way that everything moves on a camera, like your hands are moving and you'd expect something to happen.
Oh, no.
WA has relied on international doctors to service rural health. 53% of doctors here have gained their primary degree overseas, and that has increased since 2002, when it was around 38%. The rapid increase in the last decade is because homegrown doctors have been thin on the ground.
Look, we're quite short of doctors. We're relying very heavily on locums, so people that come in, do a few weeks' work and leave, and it's not a sustainable solution.
Dr. Jefferies says creating a pathway for medical graduates to rural practice is a long-term program. WA has gone from graduating about 120 doctors a year to, in the next couple of years, almost 300. But the lead time before the new graduates enter the medical workforce can take up to 11 years. In the short term, the Country Health Service is using mining company solutions.
Well, we've got different models, so we've brought in overseas trained doctors, but we're also looking at flying in, flying out doctors. So we have a lot of towns, especially for specialists. It's very hard to get Australian trained specialists to work solely, to work on their own. So we actually fly in, fly out doctors, and that works quite well.
Hello. Hi Gemma, how are you feeling today?
I'm okay.
Gemma Smith is a junior doctor now, but it was not an easy achievement. As a child, Gemma survived a car accident in Zambia, but only after being airlifted to South Africa for treatment, the experience prompting her parents to bring the family to Western Australia.
And then living in the country here in the southwest, I sort of see a similarity in the remoteness of people living without such good medical resources.
Although Gemma Smith always knew she wanted to be a doctor, her grades were low, and teachers suggested she should lower her sights.
To be fair to my teachers, I didn't have the grades to be, I didn't fit the profile of the top grades in the top classes, so it was really hard.
But in Year 10, another life-changing experience. At a university information evening, Gemma met Sue Punot, the student support coordinator at UWA Medical School.
Sue got on the phone to me the first time and said, "You believe in it, you believe in it. You will be. Do you want to be a doctor? Are you working hard? Then you'll do it. Just believe in yourself." And she said that she'd be there for me the whole way through, which she has been.
As I keep saying to them, as long as you've got your ultimate goal, sometimes to get there there's a bend in the road, but if you keep focused on the ultimate goal of medicine as a career, it will happen.
Sue Pernot looks after the country students who want to become doctors. In the last 11 years, she's guided hundreds of high school students into medical courses.
For a rural student to transfer to Perth to start their tertiary studies, quite often there's homesickness, loneliness. Perhaps they're only one student from a town. The way the program is set up, we start developing the cohort from when they come in to sit the UMAT.
Gemma initially failed to get into medicine, but at a second attempt managed to get to the crucial UMAT interview, an aptitude test for aspiring doctors. Sue was there to help.
I was so nervous that Sue and a couple of the mentors from the program actually physically carried me up to my interview up the stairs because I was so nervous.
She became one of the first students to join the rural recruitment program.
And that was 11 years ago.
Since then, a quota of 25% of places for medicine and 10% for dentistry has been set aside for country students.
I think everyone's different tablets, but I don't think they're much good either.
For Megan Hardy, growing up in Wickerpin meant returning to a life in a country practice was a natural fit.
That's something that I decided on fairly early in the path. My husband is a farmer and lives and works in the country, so it was a natural career choice for me to do rural GP. Because at times it's a little bit daunting, but most jobs can be like that.
Megan works in a group practice, another attraction for new doctors who don't want to be on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Even so, the workload can be every bit as demanding as a city hospital.
Shifts on call at the hospital can be quite busy at times, and sometimes the weekends are a bit overwhelming, but there are a lot of incentives coming out now, so hopefully that will attract more doctors to the region.
Now she in turn is training young students attending the rural medical school.
For people who are unsure if they want to go to the country or not, there's certainly an opportunity to go out and get a taste for it, which I'd highly recommend.
So what you want to do is you want to grab that tip right up there near where your left hand is. So grip that. Yeah. I think that if you want to do something badly enough, and medicine's a fine example of that, you should really just put your head down and your bum up and follow your heart and do what you really want to do.
Mark Bennett there.